Hi, everyone. Hope you're doing well, being safe, and being kind. Thank you so much for joining me for this video, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Pines. I am your lovely host, Jason. In this video, I'll be showcasing the tarot cards that are essentially deal breaker cards for me. And what this means is these are the particular cards that I look for when it comes to perhaps purchasing a deck, or maybe I want to find out more about this upcoming deck or this past deck that's been out there. These are the cards that I look for and see how this particular deck has interpreted the traditional iconic imagery and see what kind of spin they put on them. So if you're interested in hearing more about this, of course, keep on watching. So this video is actually a response to a hashtag called Dealbreakertarotcards, which is a hashtag created by Astro Boy Ricardo, which I will put in the description box below so you can check his video out as well as check out his channel. This is basically me showcasing the tarot cards that I look for in a deck when purchasing it and see what kind of spin they put on it and whether they make or break that particular deck. So let's go ahead and get started. The first deck that I will be showcasing is the traditional artwork. It is the iconic Smith-Waite Centennial Edition. This is something we all know and we have all seen. And the one deck that I figured I would use for the opposite end and showing the tarot cards that interpreted the traditional iconic imagery. And that is, of course, my Grand Dame, the Everyday Witch Tarot. I know this deck gets a lot of love on this channel, and I promise I will do a full review on this and share my thoughts. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm actually going to do my top 10 instead of top 5. So bear with me, grab some beverages, grab whatever you want to enjoy while you watch this video. I'm going to start with the major arcana first. So I'm doing 5 major arcana and 5 minor. The first card that I look for in a deck that I want to see a unique twist on is the High Priestess. It's just very iconic. So in the Everyday Witch Tarot, there is a little spin here. It's not necessarily unique, but the way that this showcases the meaning of the card, it really sticks with me. This particular witch has tarot cards, has runes, crystal balls, and perhaps tarot books and any other kind of literature behind her. This is basically using all of her knowledge and then using her intuition. The next card that I look for is the Wheel of Fortune. I know the Wheel of Fortune is most of the time is very generic, very basic. I'm not a big fan of the Wheel of Fortune, but when it comes to the Everyday Witch Tarot, this showcases something that I really find unique, and it's just really relatable. I guess it's just the kid in me, but this witch has uh, like a wheel that she can spin, and just basically the Wheel of Fortune is about trying your luck and seeing what you get. And I really enjoy that there's different iconography on each of the pie slices. The next major arcana is the Death card. I really love the Death card. I love how the meaning is basically about change, and it shouldn't be something that you're afraid of. When it comes to the Everyday Witch Tarot, this is basically you have a hooded masked figure who has a sword. You have 2 doors back here. One is closed, one is open, and then there's this rope here. It's actually been cut. It's just about to snap. This is about saying when one door closes, another one opens. I really enjoy that. The next major arcana is the Temperance. When it came to the Everyday Witch Tarot, it really made me connect more with it. As you see here, it has a witch that usually is balancing, and Temperance is all about that balance. But here you see there is sweet treats here, and then there's more healthy foods here. So obviously it's a balance between, with this card, is about balancing the nutritious foods with the sugary sweets. The final major arcana card is the iconic devil. And with the Everyday Witch Tarot, this is certainly something very unique. You have two kids here, two young adults, and then you have this hooded or clothed figure back here. He is tempting them with ice cream, and then there is a money bag here. It's basically tempting others with the greed and all of those other sins. It's just a really a card that really clicked with me when it comes to the devil, much more so than this. So we get into the minor arcana, and I really enjoy minor arcana cards because that is essentially, I call it the meat and potatoes of tarot. It is the everyday situations that we come across, whereas the major arcana, that is just, they're really big events, but they don't happen as often, whereas the minor arcana, it's going to happen more often than not. Here is the Five of Wands here. It is a conflict card. And when it comes to the Everyday Witch Tarot, it has five witches arguing while the cauldron is bubbling. This is a card that I like to call too many cooks in a kitchen. And then you have five cats here. I think it's five. Yep, five cats going at it as well. It's just basically a really fun card to get in terms of like getting something that's really traditional like this. It makes it seem a little lighthearted, a little sassy, which I really appreciate about particularly the Everyday Witch Tarot. The next minor arcana card is the Eight of Wands. Very basic, and I know a lot of tarot decks stick to this type of imagery. And so I really want to find a tarot deck that can put a unique twist on the Eight of Wands, because it's something that, this I've seen so many times. The Everyday Witch Tarot has basically Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz. That's what I like to call her. She is pretty much facing this tornado, and then she has the Eight of Wands that are just spinning, and she has one that she's holding on to. This is a card about movement, and it's about going with the flow, whether you want to or not. It's all about just keep going forward. Now, this next card is very iconic. It is one that is probably one of the most popular tarot cards. Maybe not most popular, most iconic tarot cards is the Three of Swords. Got three swords into a heart. Is the heartbreak card. It is trauma. It is just basically, being very heartbroken, very just down and out. Like, this is like pain, trauma, heartbreak. Everyday Witch Tarot. Here you have a bed with a journal and it looks like ink and a feather. So basically, whoever has been heartbroken, there's Three of Swords, and it looks like a chocolate box. It might be a chocolate box, a heart-shaped chocolate box. Whoever this person is, they have put in all of their, negative thoughts, their trauma, anything that's really bringing them down. They're putting it on paper. It's really therapeutic. It really helps, release that negativity and whatever you're going through. The next card is the Nine of Swords. This is the Nightmare card that I like to call. This is one of my probably favorite traditional tarot cards because it is relatable to me, because almost every night I have nightmares. So for the Everyday Witch Tarot here, you have a lady sitting on her bed and she looks like she has not been to sleep because of her thoughts, negativity, nightmares. But what you usually do not see in a Nine of Swords is the actual sun here, as in the Everyday Witch Tarot. Usually Nine of Swords is very dark. It's pitch black. Here you have a little bit of light saying, your darkest storm will eventually pass. And I think that's what really resonates with me on this. You may be suffering now, but it's only temporary. Now for the final minor arcana card is the Five of Cups. It's basically about a figure who has been focusing too much on the spilled wine, whereas they're losing focus on the actual two that are still left. Not very, challenging to get with this card, but when it comes to the Five of Cups, Five of Cups, I forgot all about it. Five of Cups in the Everyday Witch Tarot, you have basically the scene is set. It looks like a birthday party. There's spilled chalices. I want to say maybe it's juice. Maybe it could be wine. I don't know. Spilled liquid that's going into the ocean, whereas there's two cups here that are still full. Again, this is, not necessarily very unique, but when it comes to like me interpreting this card, it's basically saying, just because something doesn't go our way, or, life just doesn't seem to be all rainbow and sunshine, it's, things could be much worse. And also don't be, too focused on what you no longer have or what you don't have. Just focus on what you do have. So that was my top 10 cards that I look for in a tarot deck. Either they make or break a tarot deck. Let me know in the comments below, what are your deal breaker tarot cards, and be sure to check out Ricardo's video, which of course is in the description box below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you for Tarot by the Pines.